All right. If we're going to care about how this looks, that's the first thing that's got to go. Hey guys, Doc here with Nexus Performance in Wichita, Kansas. Today we're going to be working with ICT Billet on this 2008 Vortec-powered Chevy Silverado. We're going to beautify the engine bay by getting rid of that ugly bracket that came for your accessories for the power steering and the alternator. We're going to replace that with ICT Billet's beautification piece that's going to take this engine bay from ugly OEM to ready to hit at every car show. Come on, join us. We'll get that installed right here today. Let's just gut it apart and get this off and see about getting this bracket all filled in. Yeah, get the battery undone. This is just like on the Regal that we did, all the LS swap stuff. This one's just going to be a factory direct replacement. We're probably going to want to grab the battery cleaner for that too. This silence. This will be the next piece that needs to go. Alternator. Get out of there. There it is. Get that alternator out. And now I can start trying to pull the power steering pulley off. No, nothing. I'm just taking the power steering pulley off right now. Seems like a dumb question since we're pulling the pump. It's better to pull it now.
Well, we're doing the pulley on it already, so might as well take that pulley off right now while it's mounted to something, and it's not as big of an issue to get it off.
Yeah, trying to do it on the table instead.
Yeah, so this does require a little bit of force.
Victory! All right. Oh. It'll be there. It's okay. That's how the puller comes off. You know, so. Yeah, because we're going to be replacing this pulley, right? So we've got our factory still stamped etched GM original 2008. Right? This one's seen probably a horse trailer, a couple car shows, a couple donuts, a couple high school parking lots, you know, so it's seen a little bit of everything. But we're all done with you, and we're going to replace this one, right, with our made in the USA. High quality stuff every step of the way. No complaints. This is an upgraded design. As you can see, all the mounting points are designed to be used with multiple applications in mind. So if you change your project, swap from car to car, and it becomes inappropriate, this thing's set up to be used on a multitude of applications. Super helpful. So it makes it easier for us too, because we can keep them in stock and not have to be worried that we got the wrong one or aren't ready to go. So, little hub to go with it. So, right, definitely should bust the scale out.
Oh yeah, no, that ICT one's a lot lighter.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much, but it's something. And when you're looking for every little bit counts, it's right there. So upgrade in all manners. You need the little harness clip retainer buster. This one's just barely still holding together. Got the little.
Yeah. Oh wait, isn't that a 10?
Oh yeah, we can take the bracket off. But yeah, this thing, if you know, we have mechanic hands from doing this every day of the week, and this is still like, it's got to be 180 degrees. Right now, we're already partially dug into this kit, but if you're not familiar, one of the things that's really great about the ICT Billet equipment that you get, ICT Billet gives you a great install sheet here, color-coded. I mean, this is in black and white. This sheet almost becomes not helpful at all. You don't have to jump onto a website. You can, but to repurpose this, but everything's broken out, separated in individual areas, simplifying the instructions, making it so you can find what you're looking for, the count's there, the information for the hardware is there, so if you take a picture of this or keep this, or need to grab this PDF in the future, super helpful, you know, with all the key indicators. And again, this kit is designed to replace the Vortec factory bracket from the 99 to 07 Classic, any vehicle that would have had that. So this is one of those things that we just jump right to it and don't think twice about it, but it's one of the key things that really makes it easy. See, he's ready to have it back.
When you're trying to put the power steering pump back in, you will fight it like crazy if you tighten everything down right away. Like it's such a precision made piece that if you clamp everything down, you're never gonna get the alternator in, or you're never gonna get the power steering pump in. So you just wanna thread all the bolts in to start and then slip your accessories into place. And the other thing they do that makes this installation a little easier is the main 3 holes that mount this all have this little recessed pit. So you got your short spacer, and that one goes to the head, and then you got your longer spacer, and that one goes in between the 2 brackets. Right, wrench, a few rotations in. Right. Just trying to slide this thing back up into place. If you want to bring the camera over here. So, like I was talking about earlier, one of the reasons you want to keep this loose is you've got this little spacer down in here, and that can be very difficult to put on if your whole bracket assembly is tightened. All right, most of the brackets on, alternator. So at this point, the bracket is mostly installed, and all there really is left to do is tighten everything down and then put that idler pulley on. And then we also still have to install the power steering pump pulley, but that should be done once everything's snug so that power steering pump isn't trying to walk around on you while you're doing that. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm going to install this little centerpiece first, and then I will actually mount the pulley to the centerpiece. This goes out. Slide that through. Get everything started on there. Dude, it looks so shiny in there.
Right, you put this one on and then it looks so good that it makes the rest of it look so bad that you just, now you're like, all right, off we go.
Now this might be the most, I don't want to say annoying, but tedious part of the whole process is getting the, and this would be the same with an OE pump. Anytime you're doing a power steering pump pulley, it's always gross. This one really doesn't want to stay on. And then I was going to put a little bit of Loctite on those. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. So in my mind, it's something that vibrates and rotates pretty aggressively.
What I'm doing right now is looking for the main line number, right? Not one of the personal contacts at ICT Billet. So what we've just bumped into is we're using this new, we're using the pulley, the upgraded pulley for the power steering pump. what we've noticed in the midst of our installation is that it doesn't have paperwork for it. But we're not worried about installing it wrong, but we want to ask the experts real quick about what steps they believe we should take to make sure that we just don't make the wrong move. So I'm in the middle of installing the billet power steering and alternator bracket.
Yeah.
We've got our upgraded pulley, right, for the, where's the, it's not on the box the way I want. Yes, it is. Yes, LS billet power steering pulley and hub, right? There's no instructions in that, so I wanted to double check. Do you guys have any sort of like torque recommendations, or should I be Loctiting that hardware?
So torque recommendations on those 10 bolts is, I believe, 27 inch-pounds.
27 inch-pounds for the 10s?
Yeah, for those little itty-bitty tiny thingies.
And then
maybe a dab of blue.
Dab of blue. I mean, because we even got all the way down to water pump stuff. You know, we got that weak baby. So I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, dab of blue for intelligent installation, but not exactly required.
Correct.
Yes, sir. That's what I was looking for. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Mr. Doc.
Yeah, take it easy. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right.
Super easy, right? Super friendly. They remember us when we call. It's personal service. You know, what you hope from a place that, you know, once you bought a few things from them, they know who you are, and everyone who's answering the phone understands the products and equipment. They're both a part of the build process and users of the products in almost every way.
So when I'm installing this, I want to install the bolts in a crisscross pattern so the pulley sits evenly on the pump and you don't get any weird shake. And then I also want to start all the bolts by hand and make sure I've grabbed thread, just because this little piece down here, the threads are quite easy to strip out. So you just want to be very careful of that and not use any power tools until you know you're seated.
Yeah, per the instruction set, what we've been told, this is only looking to be around 27 inch-pounds. There's not a lot of torque putting these bad boys together. So again, you could almost put them all the way together by hand and finish them off with we have a couple light grade installation tools that'll speed up the process. But again, it's just one of those things. It's all super strong, but the threads are the weak point. Don't rush at this point. Make sure that you take your time.
Where's that? Nice one.
Yeah, and then we're using the blue.
Just a very small amount of the
small amount, super small amount.
Tiny amount.
So that thread locker, it is liquid, but it's a gel base. So you can put that on every single one of your bolts and it doesn't run off, drip off too much. Super nice.
All right, that's all of them. So now we just got to throw that idler pulley on. So for the pulley, it's really simple. You got bolt, you got washer, and then you have this spacer here. It slips in like that. And then it all can just go right up there. Throw the nut on the back side and you're good to go. All right. Then all we have is that battery block, and then it's officially installed.
All right, with the main installation of the bracket complete, the only part left is to grab a wrench on the tensioner and get the belt back in place. Follows the same orientation as it would have if it was factory. Nothing too different. Like so. It's got a reasonable amount of clearance in it, so we'll run it, see what that one looks like, but I think he's going to be in business. So if you want to have an additional function, ICT is making a brand new bracket to incorporate the factory style positive mounting cable like you would from the factory if you want to keep this or add it to a vehicle that didn't have it. So this particular bracket is a very simple, straightforward installation. The bracket itself would mount directly to the block using a single bolt hardware on the cylinder head itself. Once this bracket is in place, you have a simple slide in, click in, and you've got yourself a fantastic location to add an additional connection or retain the factory connection for your positive battery linkage. All done with that. Gotta say, straightforward, as easy an installation as an installation can get. This is a no surprises, no adaptation. If you can work on this car in factory form, you can take care of this, no hitch. But yeah, couldn't be happier too with how it looks. It's already motivating the owner to want to do additional work to keep moving, and he's now excited about his engine bay. And how many products can you say once you've installed them, you're excited to put the next one on just because of how it looks. So definitely excited about that for him as well. So couldn't be happier, 100% what we expected it to be. And now we know if we're picking up a junkyard motor or working on Dad's old truck, I don't have to sit there and think, wow, every other piece of the engine bay is beautiful, but man, in the truck motors, that bracket is just an atrocity. ICT Billet's got this one on lock, and we're happy to use it for our cars and our customer cars. Look forward for more products from them in the future.